Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to this video on the Leo new moon happening on August the 4th. This Leo new moon is an invitation to step up and take center stage in your life, to honor your authentic truth, to let yourself shine, to come back to the wisdom that's held in your heart. Our heart is the bridge between the physical and spiritual realms, and it has wisdom that transcends the logical mind. And the heart chakra is associated with the energy of Leo. Another aspect of Leo that is often overlooked is its playfulness, its magnetism. That is how Leo creates. It's not through force or pressure, but it's about coming back to this energy of play, which in and of itself is very magnetic. If you are new here, a warm welcome. I have so much goodness to share with you today. In these new and full moon videos, I dive deep into the astrology, and I also share channel guidance from the Akashic records on how you can create with this energy in the highest timeline possible. So your highest timeline for abundance, for soulful success, for the impact that you are here to make on the planet. So if this resonates with you, be sure that you subscribe. I would love to support your journey. So let's first take a look at the significance of this Leo new moon that is falling in the Lion's Gate portal. So the Lion's Gate portal is a time from July 26th to August 12th where we see this alignment between the star Sirius, the sun, and the earth. And the star Sirius is our spiritual sun. So there's this awakening of our intuitive gifts, a deepening of our connection to our higher self. So our higher self is not our superior self. It's an aspect of ourself that is seen through a different lens than our human self is looking through. Our higher self sees solutions, potential, opportunity, and is aligned to your soul's highest path for this earthly journey. Also, in this Lionsgate portal, we tend to see manifestations accelerated, which makes sense because when we are tapped into this new way of seeing the world, when we are seen through the eyes of our higher self, of course, things speed up because we have new creative ideas and we are in flow with life instead of just relying on our human strength alone, thinking we just have to work a little harder, push a little more. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for our human self being part of this co-creative process, showing up, doing the work, taking the action, but it's not about working harder. It's not about applying more pressure on ourselves. And again, this is where the Leo energy comes in. It's actually more about being in our innate magnetism as we allow our authentic self to shine through. So as with any sign of the zodiac, there's also a shadow aspect with Leo that we want to be aware of in this energy of the new moon as the sun and moon conjunct. So the shadow aspect or the lower octave expression of Leo is getting our worth externally. So we're relying on external achievements for how we feel. We are relying on the amount of money we made in a certain month, the success of a launch. There can be numerous ways we put our worth and value outside of us. And the interesting thing, one of the first messages I received years ago from the Akashic records was this like deep inner knowing of how innately worthy we are. Like our spirit team, your higher self is never questioning whether you are worthy. You are worthy because you are. Being here in human form, you are worthy. It's our human self that creates these concepts around worthiness, our ego. And part of this earthly journey is we have this programming around our worth being attached to our level of success and achievement. And that is just like so unhelpful, not true. So you are worthy because you are. And this cosmic energy right now is also awakening you to that truth. And the more you come back to the wisdom of your heart, the more you feel how true that actually is, that your worth is just a given. So what if you just like took that off the table, you stop questioning whether you are worthy of the success you want, the impact you want, the soulmate partner that you desire, the dream vacation? What if it's never been about worth and you allowed yourself to claim what it is you really want without feeling guilt? Let's dive a little deeper into these energies. I'm going to share my screen here. So we have the sun and moon happening at 12 degrees of Leo. That is what makes it a new moon when we have the sun and moon conjunct. So this energy of Leo is really being amplified at this time. And we have some other really powerful aspects at play here. So the first one I want to look at is this beautiful fire trine. So the new moon in Leo is forming a trine with the north node in the sign of Aries. And this is like fire energy really being activated here. So fire energy is about passion. It's about motivation. It's about drive. And with this Leo energy, what's driving you? What is motivating you? What is pulling you forward from this space of curiosity, of passion, of interest? The North Node in astrology is also very significant. Anybody who works with me, who has had a reading with me, you know we always really hone in on the North Node because at the end of the day, it's our life path and purpose. It's what our soul is wanting to evolve into this lifetime, the traits it's wanting to learn. So, where it's coming into play with this new moon here, this new moon can really align you to your soul's highest path. So, what I mean by that is our soul incarnates into this physical body with certain intentions around what it wants to create and experience. And our desires are a glimpse into what is written in our Akashic records, into what we are here to walk out on the planet, into what we're here to experience, basically. But then we can be taken off track from that by societal pressures, by societal expectations or programming. And then we get off track in our life and we start to perhaps pursue a path that is not authentic to what our soul actually wants to experience. And we know when we're off track because we feel low in energy. We may feel tired. We may feel overwhelmed. We may just have this inner knowing that this is not the path my soul wants to be on, just like that deep inner knowing. And this new moon is about coming back to what does light you up. What lights you up? What fills your body with joy? What sparks motivation for you? And I think a lot of clarity can come in right now. Because another really interesting aspect this new moon is on the day of the new moon, we have Mercury stationing retrograde. So, Mercury retrograde is not a bad thing. In astrology, really in life, I don't see through the lens of this is good or bad. I more see, is this helpful? Is this not helpful? Is this aligned with my heart, my truth, or is it not aligned? So, any of these cosmic energies we can work with in either a higher or lower octave expression. So, Mercury retrograde is so helpful for going inward and really looking at what we want and stationing retrograde in the sign of Virgo. It's actually quite strong in Virgo. Mercury is at home in the sign of Virgo. So even when it's retrograding in this sign, it is still quite powerful. And it's a really good time to reflect on where you are giving your attention to. Mercury in Virgo is also very much connected to the mind and to information. What are you consuming? What are you watching? What are you taking in? And is it ultimately serving you? I think more than ever, this is a question we really need to ask, where we live in a time where there is so much information available to us. And that is a really beautiful thing when we are intentional around the information that is aligned, useful, helpful for us, and the information that we don't want to waste our time with. Because the other shadow side or lower octave expression of Leo is drama. Looking at where we're getting caught in drama, where we may be scrolling on certain social media sites for the drama, and like we're feeding off of that. But then afterwards, of course, we end up feeling very scattered, very empty because it's a lower vibration when we are caught in drama and this energy of division. So you want to be very aware of what information am I taking in? What am I consuming? Be intentional about that. Now, this Mercury retrograde is also a good time to revisit any projects. Many people who find their way into my world are spiritual entrepreneurs, healers. They have a powerful message to share with the world, a big vision they're walking out on the planet. This is a really good time to revisit any old offers or programs and really ask yourself, does this still light me up? Is there any adjustments I want to make? Modifying certain things, because the beautiful thing with retrogrades is the information and scenarios that arise during retrograde that we're revisiting it, so it's not new information, so we're able to look at it again but see it in a new light, see it with new eyes, and that is the gift of this retrograde. And it is also going to meet up here with Venus. Venus in Leo as well at the time of this new moon is so much about the heart, what lights us up, what brings us joy, what are we passionate about. And this coming together of Venus and Mercury is a beautiful merging of the mind and the heart really coming together. And this is where I think some clarity can really come through for you if you've been navigating certain decisions, not sure what direction to go. This can really help you trust your heart. It's like we gather information, that's Mercury. We can gather the information, but at the end of the day, we have to trust what's aligned and what isn't. And we don't want to spend too long in like making pros and cons lists or going back and forth, but it really is trusting our heart at the end of the day about what is most aligned for us. Another really beautiful aspect this new moon is a sextile. There's this harmonious flow of energy here between Mars and Jupiter in the sign of Gemini. So, an air and fire fuel one another, right? Air and fire fuel one another. We have the moon in Leo, we have Mars and Jupiter in the sign of Gemini here. So this is a lot of drive and motivation to move forward. If you've been feeling stuck and stagnant, I really feel that's been a big shift for the second part of this year. Like if you're feeling like things are moving really slow, I feel like I'm stagnating, there's definitely this expansive energy you can really tap into. Mars is about expansion. It's about what drives and motivates you. It's really key that we know these things. What brings us a feeling of bliss? What helps us feel inspired? And again, if you're not sure what that is, get curious and excited about exploring that. It changes throughout our life. And Jupiter is the planet of abundance, of good fortune, of expansion. So these energies of Jupiter and Mars coming together is really beautiful for looking at what is it you do want to expand in your life. Are you looking at entering a season of growth in your business? Do you desire to expand your income? Do you desire to expand into more adventure and excitement and travel? What is it you want to expand? So this is how we co-create with this energy, because there's certainly a beautiful boost here of leaning into what you desire to see grow in your life. Beautiful energies here for creation. And again, keep in mind, all of this is happening in the Lionsgate portal. So we are working with this energy of enhanced intuition as well. I also think Saturn here, now in retrograde motion, but in the final degrees of Pisces, is this is so interesting as well. Like it really is opening up our consciousness, opening up our intuitive abilities. There's a strong message I feel coming in from the Akashic records with this energy around being aware of how your intuition is speaking to you. How is your intuition communicating with you? Because we all have different intuitive gifts. We all come in with a compass, our intuition that is here to guide you in life and here to actually guide you to what your soul intended to create an experience when it incarnated into this human journey. So we're really coming back to our intuition at this time, trusting intuition. And I mean, Neptune here, very final degrees of Pisces. This is really amplifying this theme of where is your intuition guiding you? What spiritual gifts are awakening for you right now? What is your relationship to your spirituality? And how does that influence how you show up in your relationships, in your business, for your purpose work on the planet? Yeah, that's another big theme here. Trust your intuition to guide you, trust your heart to guide you. Get clear around the areas of your life that you would like to see growth and expansion occurring in. The last aspect I want to hone in on here is the square formation between Venus, our goddess of love and beauty, with Uranus. They're in a pretty close square here. And Mercury is, once it retrogrades, it's also going to form a square again with Uranus as well. That's going to be on and off throughout this Mercury retrograde period. So Uranus is the planet of awakening, or it is the disruptor, because when we know that it's time to change something in our life, but we are maybe afraid to create that change, it can feel disruptive when the universe intervenes and says, okay, it's time to mix things up. But it feels awakening when we are ready to say, okay, I embrace change, I embrace evolution, I am willing to step outside my comfort zone. That's what Uranus in Taurus has definitely been teaching all of us, where our comfort zone is and what it means to step outside of that, where, we've all heard this before, it's where the magic is. And it certainly is where the magic is, unless we just want to keep staying in a loop of the past, recreating the same things over and over again. So this can bring changes in relationships. This can awaken new passion, new excitement in your relationships. With your projects in your business, this can bring in new creative ideas. Yeah, and the final thing I'll say with this energy, more downloads dropping in here. But look at how you can embrace more play and enjoyment in your life. Because it's often when we take the afternoon to relax on the beach that a new creative idea comes in. It's often when we just give ourselves permission to relax and read a good book in the evening that we feel recharged and refreshed. And that's when we're able to look at an old problem with new eyes and we suddenly see how clear the solution is. So there's an energy here as well of don't take it all so serious. Notice where you're putting pressure on yourself in a way that is really no longer helpful. It's keeping you in survival mode instead of in creative mode. Leo is the energy of creativity. Come back to that energy of creative expression. I also want to invite you to join me for a Lionsgate portal activation. I'll attach the link below with all the details. I'll be taking you into the Akashic records and guiding you through really powerful practices that help you collapse timelines in this energy so you can accelerate your creations without burnout in a way that feels like good and aligned and exciting. We're also going to be doing some activations for the higher self, so how to really connect to the consciousness of your higher self, and some beautiful work with the heart chakra, clearing out your energy field of like anything you're holding on to that's heavy, that's weighing you down, and coming back to your ability to magnetize what you want. So instead of applying more pressure, working harder, you're grounded in your magnetism and you're able to attract and call in what you want. So check out that link below. I would love to have you join me. And I'm just sending you all so much love. Enjoy this beautiful Leo new moon. Bye for now.